Hey everybody, my name is Robert Rankin and I am a real estate agent for eXp Realty and I work with the Brandy Escalante group here in Midlothian, Texas. In our Tuesday's tip of the week videos, the idea behind this is I want to give out some information to the general public and to be able to help you. These videos are going to have all kinds of information in it, anything from our ever-changing housing market, also how to negotiate, how to pick a real estate agent, a whole bunch of other stuff like that. In today's specific video for our first Tuesday's tip of the week, I'm going to be going over 3 things you need to look for in finding value in a real estate agent. All right, so when it comes to finding a real estate agent, there's thousands of us out there, as you well know. But there's actually only a few of us out here that really know what's going on with the market on a day-to-day basis because we are doing the workload and the transactions to be able to actually keep up with it and know what's changing. And then even from there, there's even a smaller group of people that actually are within a large enough transaction amount, so homes sold, to really be able to have their best idea of the way to negotiate, the way to find the house that you're looking for, and the outreach to be able to talk to other people to be able to find you the house even. So that is tip number 1 in this video today, is really finding a real estate agent that has the market knowledge and the ability to be able to help you in the most efficient way possible. So one thing that we are looking for in market knowledge is more than just being able to go to Zillow or Realtor.com or some housing website and be able to look at houses. You can do that yourself. As a realtor, we really add value by being able to see the coming soon on the MLS, which is a multiple listing service that we only have access to. We can also see other homes that may be off market for some reason, whether they got pulled to renovate or something else was going on. We can see those. Those don't have access to the public to be able to have you view it through a website. And then we also, the good ones at least, we have outreach to be able to talk with multiple people either within our office, within our agency, our communities, our towns, whatever that may look like. I may be able to go to a builder and say, hey, this is what my client is looking for. What do you have coming up? For example, the house that I'm standing in right now is actually a home here locally in Midlothian that just hit the market. And it's because the person that was building it, they weren't able to get financing due to the influx in the interest rates that we've seen recently. So this house, I mean, you could have had access to it before it ever hit the market for the general public, and it could be the perfect neighborhood, the perfect design, and exactly what you're looking for. But you'll never see that by just looking at a website. So that is what makes a realtor super valuable. The other thing is understanding what we're doing with trends in the market and what we're looking for. If you're gonna list your house for sale, that's huge because especially right now here in the DFW area, house pricing has changed week to week almost. And we're seeing, depending on the community, the more that we have like a new build situation where there's a lot of builders and a lot of homes on the market that are just newly built, the more that we may see that price fluctuation happen. And the reason for that is because builders have overbuilt on a lot of what their spec homes are and their model homes and different things of that nature for these communities because the market was so hot. And now they're having to get rid of them. So we're seeing prices drop a lot because of that. And when those prices are dropping, then the housing market around us for resale homes, that is also having to drop too. So having somebody that can do more than just look at a tax roll that really doesn't show you what your market value is going to be absolutely invaluable to a seller to be able to know what they need to do with their house, their pricing, their marketing, their strategies, and all of that as well. All right, tip number 2 is going over negotiations. And a lot of people really don't think this through and understand it when they're not a real estate agent. Most people look at negotiations and they think the price of the house, and that's the only thing they're looking at. But it really goes a lot deeper than that. There is the price of the house, but there's also title fees and who has what title fees, because some of those are negotiable between a seller and a buyer. There is HOA fees. Again, both parties can pay for it. There are title policy, there's potential leasebacks needed. multiple different strategies on how to handle certain rates, especially if you're a seller looking at buying down interest rates with our market that we have right now, sellers concessions, and a slew of other things, not to mention just the contracts themselves. They're ever changing. In fact, we actually have a change of all of the Texas contracts that we use most commonly happening in February of 2023. So if you don't know what those changes are and you're not comfortable with seeing that and really being able to talk through them, then you're gonna have no idea on if you're really getting the best value for what you're doing, whether you're selling your house or buying a house. So picking a real estate agent that can understand the contracts and understand how to use them to negotiate for you is going to help you a lot. And the easiest way that I've found to do this for yourself is just to talk to the real estate agent. A lot of people have a friend or a family member that is a realtor, and maybe they sell 1 or 2 houses a year, maybe they sell 100 houses a year. You can find out really quickly their knowledge base by just going, okay, so on a contract, if we're looking at negotiations, who should pay for the title policy? Who should pay for the homeowners association? What do we do if we want a home warranty? And just asking them some general knowledge questions such as those and seeing how they respond. If they have some answers for you and can help you out, then that's great. If they have partners like we do within our office for home warranties or other services, that's even better, especially if you're a seller, because you can actually use a home warranty company that may or may not charge you up front, be able to list your house, have protection on it while it's listed, because days on market are growing again, and it's Texas, so if we have a tornado or a hailstorm or an ice storm or whatever it may be, those damages can then be covered, and that home warranty can also be transferred to a buyer. So that's an even bigger selling point. And that's something that can be noted on a listing so that you can see that, and so that a buyer or a potential another agent that's helping that buyer can see it as well. Stuff like that makes a huge difference when you're trying to find the right real estate agent and being able to get yourself the best amount of money that you need to either spend or receive. For instance, I have a seller right now. They are needing to sell their home, get enough money to be able to split it between 2 parties, pay off an existing mortgage, pay off some debt, and then have some money to be able to go find a temporary rental. Not only am I able to help them make sure that I am finding them the right price by negotiating with another agent, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna talk to the other, the person buying it, the other party. I'm gonna go talk to their lender. I'm gonna try to find out as much information as I can from every party as to their financial solvency, make sure that it's a good deal for them so that when we lock up another house for them to go to, they're not stuck having to then break a lease or worse, be homeless because we didn't set up things correctly. That is one of the biggest things that I talk to with a lot of my sellers is how do we not be homeless? How do we make sure that that's smooth? And there's a lot of things that are put in place for that are super common practice, but if you don't have the right agent or if you're trying to do it on your own, you may or may not know what to do in that situation, and you can get yourself in a lot of trouble or spending a lot of extra money that you don't actually need to spend. All right, so tip number 3 is knowing builders in the area that we're looking for houses for and how that can actually help you by having a real estate when you go to a builder. Now, a lot of people, they don't think about this. They will go to a builder because they're selling the home, they're listing the house, whatever it may be. Even if they're just gonna build the house on an empty lot, they will just go directly to the builder and then they'll negotiate everything with them, or really not negotiate everything with them. They'll just go to them and be told what everything is gonna be. And that's a huge mistake. As a real estate agent, I know builders in my area that I normally work with. I know what their incentives are. I have personal relationships with community managers, so I know if there's a house that they haven't been able to sell and they really need to be able to for whatever reason, whether it's coming back on the market or it's set on the market or whatever it is. And because I know that, that gives you leverage when you go to be able to find that house and negotiate for it and pick one. Whether that's lowering the price down, which is a thing now that you can do with a good realtor and a good builder, or whatever incentives that they're offering, being able to raise those incentives. I actually had a builder last weekend that I talked with. I have a client that is needing a house very similar to one that they have on the market, And the incentives that they're offering, not only are they really good incentives, they raise them up for us, because I asked them, I said, hey, this is, the X amount of customer that I brought to you this year or within the last several months. Is there something you can do to try to help me? Here's their situation, here's what's going on. So not only did they help us with incentives that allowed us to be able to buy an interest rate down and get them what they needed, they helped us with the price to be able to lower it a little bit so that they can be able to get that overall payment where they wanted it to. But if you just walk into the builder, you're not gonna be able to do that on your own. So finding a good realtor, again, interviewing them, talking to them, not just picking the first person that you stumble upon, doing all of those steps, especially if you're looking for a newly built home or a home to build out, that's gonna be important to you. There's design credits to build a house. There's multiple different furnishing features. Maybe the countertops that you're looking at are quartz or they're granite, and those two types of counters are gonna react completely different in different environments. And both can be great, but you need to know up front how to handle both of those so that you don't have an issue. Granite countertops in a kitchen, you set something down on it, it stains really easily. So you need to know that so you can seal it and go through that. And there's tons of stuff like that. Even just doing a walkthrough with the builder, what they call a blue tape walkthrough, where they go through and they see, are the tiles correct on a backsplash? Does the vent hood work correctly? Is the disposal correct? Is there chips in the walls? Something wrong with the paint, something wrong with the floor, stuff like that. Having another set of eyes to be able to see that is great, but also having a real estate agent that will go through that house during the stages of the build for you and handle that ahead of time takes a lot of the headache off for you, especially if you're not local. Not everybody buying a house and moving somewhere lives in that area, so you need eyes on the ground to be able to do that and have an advocate for you as well. Thanks for watching the video today. If you would like to contact myself directly, I will put my contact information in the description below, but also feel free to comment on the video. If there's anything that I can answer for you or find somebody that is an expert in your question field, I will do that for you. I have no problem handling that, taking care of that. Keep an eye out for these videos. We'll try to get them out as often as we can, week by week on Tuesdays, so that we can give you some more information such as this and deep dive into some other topics and areas in the real estate industry to be able to help you as a consumer. Hope y'all have a great day. I'll see you soon.